Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're pairing Arboliva EX with Mega Starmie EX. This is an idea that I had just randomly, to be honest, and, well, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. But obviously, there is a few things that this list does fall short, or a bit short on, but we'll discuss that as we get through. So as per usual, in the description below there's going to be usual links. There'll be the deck list, which is also available to copy in the description below. There's the games that we'll play, and of course the outro and what I think of the deck. So, of course, today we're playing another Mega Starmie variant. I know, obviously, we recently did a port version of this, and it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed playing that port version. But obviously today, we can actually use Ignition Energy, because, well, Arboliva can as well, believe it or not. And, well, we might as well spread some more damage by using Jetting Blow and, of course, Nebula Beam. But also, we have Arboliva EX with its Oil Salvo attack. Now, of course, because we're playing Ignition Energy, we can use Aroma Shot if needs be, and that is technically relevant, We could knock out a Mega Zygarde with that, so, it's pretty nice to have that as an attack option. But obviously, primarily, we're going to be using Oil Salvo to obviously spread some damage across, and then hopefully use Mega Starmie to obviously help with this as well. Obviously, we don't just have that in the list. I have a 1-1-0 Dusclops line. I added this in purely just for a little bit of extra, prize manipulation. But also, we can put 5 damage counters on one of our opponent's Pokemon, and it also helps set up for potential Mega Starmie or, of course, Arboliva. So I added in a 1-1-0 line, just because why not? And plus, it's an extra Pokemon. Then, of course, we do have a Munkidori in the list, just because why not? Then, of course, we do have a 2-2 Dudunsparce line, no Dudunsparce EX in this one. We also have Hop's Cramorant and a Meowth in the list. Overall, though, it's a pretty standard list. There's not much to it, but there's only, 1 or 2 things I'd want to change about this list. Obviously, we have the single prizer. It's just we don't hit too hard is the only thing I'm a bit concerned about for this list, but still. Let's go to the deck list, and let's have a proper look. And welcome to the deck list. As I said, there isn't really a huge amount I would want to change about this list. Obviously, this is a list I've been working on for a little bit now. There's a couple of things of note, we could swap a Petrel for, something else like another Ignition Energy. Obviously, we are playing 3 Water, 3 Grass, and 1 Dark, so, the Crispin is only at a 1 count, because obviously we're mainly using 1 energy attackers, so that's sort of the thought process there. And then obviously we do have Legacy Energy as our A-Spec, which can go on the Arboliva, the Cram, Starmie, etc. And if push comes to shove, we can even shove it on Monkey if we have to. But obviously, Legacy Energy just helps with our prize manipulation. That's kind of why I wanted to put in the 1-1-0 line of the, the Dusclops and everything. But other than that, it's a pretty standard list, it makes sense when you think about it. But there is a couple of things I'd want to bring up. So, of course, we're playing 3 Staryu, 2 Mega Starmie, 2 Dunsparce, 2 Dudunsparce, 2 Smoliv, 2 Dolliv, 2 Arboliva, 1 Duskull, and of course 1 Dusclops. Then we have 1 Monkey, 1 Meowth, and 1 Hop's Cram. Then, of course, 4 Lillies, 2 Wallys, 2 Boss, 2 Hilda, 2 Petrel, 1 Crispin, 4 Buddy Poffin, 3 Poké Pad, 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Night Stretcher, 2 Air Balloon, 3 Forest of Vitality, 3 Water Energy, 3 Grass, 2 Ignition Energy, 1 Dark Energy, and finally 1 Legacy Energy. Like I said, the only real things I'd want to add in is I would want to add in a 3rd Ignition Energy. I think this is just a no-brainer in this sort of list, because obviously Arboliva could use it as well. But obviously, Starmie's Jetting Blow plus Nebula Beam pretty much knocks out most things in the format. So I think it's pretty fair to have that. Other than that, really, there isn't a huge amount that I would consider. A 4th Forest would also be quite good. That is another potential option. A 3rd Air Balloon could also be something we consider as well. Just to, have an extra bit of consistency, because obviously we do have 2 retreat costs on our main attackers. The only other thing I would probably consider is a switch. Other than that, really, there's not a huge amount for this list, I'll be brutally honest. Maybe a 4th pad, just so we have a bit more access to the Dunsparce or, Cramorant, Munkidori, searching a Staryu or a Dolliv if we need, Dolliv to go into Arboliva. But other than that, really, there's not a huge amount for this list to really, change and everything. Probably the only other thing is you could consider a different A-Spec instead of Legacy Energy. You could play Secret Box. That is definitely an option. Obviously, we played Double Petrel. So that is definitely a consideration. If you want to be extra mean, you could play Hero's Cape, but I don't think you need to. So, let's get some games, see how we do. And welcome to our first game. We're paired against someone in Tyranitar rank, so not too far behind us. We are approaching Arceus rank, but obviously by the time this video comes out, I think the ladder might have reset. Oh no, I think it's actually 2 weeks till the ladder resets. It's close to being a ladder reset anyway. Obviously the new build and battle hasn't dropped just yet, but obviously once that is, that'll be next week's, or one of next week's videos. It will probably be this week's end of video, like on a Sunday or something. I don't know yet. It depends on when I want to do it. Okay, that's not a bad start at all. I mean, it could be better, I'll be honest. I would like an out to a Starmie. And looks like we're facing a Mega Frostlass deck. That might be tricky. Hopefully, are we going first? No, the opponent's going first. We do get Meowth, though. Meowth can definitely help us. So that's at least something. But we will need to thin this hand down quite significantly. There's an energy search. I'm just going to grab a Snorunt straight away and get that attached. And they just pass. If only I played Fan Rotom, because I could potentially donk this, but unfortunately I can't. So let's go for a Buddy Poffin. We'll grab a Duskull and a Staryu. Well then, Poké Pad PRE. We've got one Dunsparce on the prizes. Have we prized both Smoliv? It looks like we have. I don't see a single Smoliv. Yeah, we prized both Smolivs and an Arboliva, so we're not using that this game. In that case then, I'll grab a Dun. I will definitely grab a Dun. I think I just play it safe, attach to the bench, and then I just pass. Because I can use the forest to bump any risky ruins that he might have. I'm not worried about this Staryu going down, I'll be honest, but, you know, prizing both Smoliv is quite unfortunate, but still. Obviously, we're only playing 2 of them. You can't, like, guarantee you're always going to see them, you know? But if my opponent doesn't have, you know, anything else going on in their hand, we do have game here with Mega Starmie, because we can just go Meowth for a Hilda. So, you know, they don't seem to be doing too much. There's a Poké Pad. Okay, so they aren't out the woods yet. So that's something. Okay. They're attaching a Dark Energy. Do they not have anything? Okay, they have a Lillies. So they might be able to actually play the game here, which is something. I would love to use Arboliva in this matchup, but I sadly can't. Because, well, both my Smolivs are in the prize cards. Gone are the days of Hisuian Heavy Ball. He's grabbing another monkey. Okay, do you have Mega Frostlass? He does. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, we can afford to lose one Staryu here, because we can go Jetting Blow, hit the Snorunt. Obviously, we can try and set up our monkey as well. We just need to thin our hand down, but that's not too tricky. Okay, well, that's a good start. So we'll do that. We don't need to attach this turn, so we need to Meowth. I'm actually going to play it safe and go Hilda, because that way I'm not grabbing a Lillies. So we'll do that. We can go Starmie, Legacy. Do I want to do the 210 now? I think I do, actually. I think it's better to do the 210 now, because, in fact, no. Let me think about it, hold on. So, no. 210, heals 30, so that's 180. We are short, but we could potentially punish him later anyway. We're short by 10, I believe, if I've done my maths right. Because he's doing... Because, like I said, we've just done 210 there, so he's healing 30. So that takes... Yeah, we're 10 short. We need a Munkidori Adrenabrain. Or we need Dusclops. So, yeah. This isn't looking the best, I will say. He's going to Adrenabrain to the Duskull. We need to get that Duskull evolved and blow this up, essentially. The only way in which we can knock this out now is if we happen to have another Ignition Energy. Oh, he's got the Wallies. That's not good. That's really not good. He might play Legacy Energy as well, so this might be a tricky... This is a really tricky matchup. Because like I say, his 3 prizes are really bulky, and he has quad Wallies, I would imagine. And well, we couldn't take advantage of anything because, like I say, our Arboliva was, you know, sitting pretty in the prize card. Well, our Smolivs are sitting pretty in the prize cards. So let's see what we get off the top. Nothing good. I think we just lose this matchup. The best thing I can do is I'm going to attach Legacy, Buddy Poffin, fail it, and then Jet in Blow, and just hit the other Frostlass. Because he's going to heal 30 again, but with my hand being so low, it won't matter, because he's only doing 100 damage right now. The only way in which this goes bad for us is if he has Lucian, and then we draw into 3 cards. Because even if we draw into 3 cards, we still lose here, because well, we still lose our Starmie. And now he's got a Crispin, so I think he can he still get there? 180, 210, no, he can't get there yet. We are playing around the hand size, but obviously this is quite tricky, because now he can threaten. Oh, is he going for Absolute Snow? He is. He is going for Absolute Snow. I think we just lose here then. My hand is dead, so there's no point me continuing. He has Adrenabrain onto the Starmie, and then he can Absolute Snow for the knockout. Pretty well played, obviously, you know. We can't really do much because he's just got quad Wallies. Well, he's just got quad Wallies and a bunch of monkeys. I'll probably take a look at this version of the deck of Mega Frostlass in the future, though. So, let's go to Game 2. And welcome back to Game 2. That was an unfortunate loss there to Mega Frostlass with the Munkidori package. Obviously, quad Wallies is just really tricky to deal with, because obviously we don't hit very hard with this deck. We're very much a spread, take out prizes every so often. We're not like the Mega Lopunny version that I did with Arboliva, where we have that luxury of just we're able to do something. If we was playing a Fan Rotom and a thicker the Dunsparce line plus other things, we could have potentially had game on that that snow run. We could have potentially done it, but in fact no, we would have been able to, because we had Forest, we had potential for, we had Meowth, so we could have done it. We could have done it, but let's not get bogged down on that. So let's go for a Poké Pad. Let's have a look at the deck. We have prized no Dollivs at the very least. We prized a Staryu though. We've got both the Duns in there. We've got a Duskull. I think I'm just going to grab a Staryu. Let's have a look at the rest. So we've got both Arbolivas, both Starmies. Crispin's in there. We've got 2 Lillies in hand, so we have prized 1. That's okay. Buddy Poffin, we have prized 1 of them. That's okay. Other than that, really, it doesn't look too bad. We have prized a Legacy Energy, though, so we need to consider that. Let's go for a Buddy Poffin again. Well, I say Buddy Poffin again, you know what I mean. I'll grab Dun, and do I want to grab Duskull? I think I do. Is Dusclops in the deck? Yes, he is. Okay, that's fine then. And I will pass. I'm happy with that. That's not a bad little turn. But yeah, this has gone okay so far. I mean, obviously we did lose the first game, but well, quad Wallies is quite unfortunate. Jamming Tower's annoying, but we can deal with it. I think this is Pull, if I had to make a guess. Pull with Dusknoir, so we need to be careful. Yep, there he is. That's fine. Obviously, we can use the Clops in this matchup. We can obviously, blast the Dreepy and then go Starmie into Duskull and Dreepy, although we could do it with Arboliva as well. Alright, let's see what we get off the top. The Dunsparce, beautiful. That's what I like to see. So we'll Lillie's first. There's the stadium. But we don't have the we don't have Arboliva, because I'd rather Arboliva here, to be honest. It's not a big deal, but we can still go with Starmie. So that is exactly what we will do. We'll attach to you, attach this to you, attach to you, retreat into the Mega Starmie, and Jet in Blow for 120 and hit the Dreepy for 50. That's fine. I'm fine with that. There's one of our Lillies. Excellent. I think that's the only Lillies we had prized as well. I'll take it. He should have... I mean, it doesn't really matter if he promotes Fez or not, but he should have probably promoted the Fez. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. He needs to retreat this, though, because he can't leave this in the active. This is his only Dreepy. But obviously, we can use Dusclops, which is... It's not really why it's in the list. It's just, excuse me, it's an extra way to just, not only manipulate the prize race, but also, we can make use of, the prize manipulation, and obviously the extra 50, because the extra 50 does help But obviously, we would need to force them to go through Mega Starmies and stuff. So, you know, there's a time and a place to really, like, pop the singular Dusclops. But it can definitely come in handy in this deck. Okay, there's a Forest. Bumped for another Jamming Tower. That is completely fine. Do you have Rare Candy pulled? I mean, you could. It'd be horrible if you did, but, you know, these things happen. I don't know if he has Rare Candy pull. I think he might. If he does, that's kind of bad for us, because he's going to hit us for 200 to take out either Smoliv or Dusclops. Or Duskull. Realistically, though, he's probably going to take this out, because it's more of a threat. But, anyway. I've just got to hope he doesn't have it, because, you know, if he does, we're in kind of trouble here. I mean, either way, if he retreats the DRI and doesn't establish another DRI, we just knock it out anyway, because we just go for Jet and Blow onto the Fez and hit this for 50 and knock it out. I think my opponent might have Rage Quit, though, because they're not doing anything. They attach that Psychic, and they've just not done anything. So I think my opponent might have Rage Quit. Which, if so, and they have, we might be able to take game here. And, well, that's game, pretty much. I say game pretty much, it's not, but we can just hit this for 120 and take out the DRI. So now he has no DRI, so I'm fine with that. Ball's in your court, mate. You do get Fez again, but, you know, that top deck was kind of nice. I didn't bother playing the Buddy Poffin because I think my opponent has Rage Quit, to be brutally honest. If he has, he has. It's, you know, it's unfortunate, but still. If he has, I'll see you in the next game. And it seems my opponent did Rage Quit. I'm not going to waste any more time. Looks like that's a knockout on the Fez with Jet in Blow. I'll take it. I mean, Pult will probably be a tricky matchup for us anyway, even with the Dusclops and obviously the Arboliva. But hey, I'll take it. Let's go to the next game. And welcome back to game 3. That was an unfortunate... Well, I say unfortunate. It was unfortunate for my opponent. I don't know why they, like... Did they not have anything in their hand? I obviously can't see their hand for obvious reasons, but... It seemed like they didn't have anything, even after... You know, they could have fetched again, to be honest. Like, that would have probably been, you know, better for them, but... You know, it's unfortunate. But still, these things happen. But yeah, it's one of those where, you know, our opponent will just either concede or just, you know, sit there and just not, you know, concede anything. It's fine, though. I'm not bothered, but it would have been nice if he did just hit the concede button if, you know, he knew he was going to lose. Saves me a bit of time, but even then. So we've revealed a little bit, but that's okay. I will start the Duskull, because I can always blow this up if need be. Like, I'm not too worried about that. We're going second, which I'm fine with, depending on the matchup, that is. Let's see, though. Tatsugiri. Okay. Interesting. You don't see Tatsugiri all these days. I'm going to be sad when it rotates, though, because it's a pretty nice tech card. Like, you know, for decks that struggle to have an engine, so to speak. And it's Grimstar with Frostlass. Okay, this could be interesting. We did for Grass Weakness with Arboliva, so we could actually use Aroma Shot, which would be pretty nice. I mean, we definitely can do that, so I'm happy to facilitate that. We have a pretty nuts opening hand as well. We have 2 Poké Pads, a Lilies, and a Forest, but we're not going to put down the Forest because, well, we want them to be, you know, doing stuff. And they're just going to grab a Frostlass to begin with and pass their turn. Well, there's our own monkey. We might as well bench him regardless if we have the Dark or not, which I'm going to quickly check. Which we do. Excellent. So I'm just going to grab a Smoliv to start off with. He might think we're playing Arboliva Dusknoir, but we're not. So I'll grab these 2 and Lilies. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I would like a Grass Energy, but other than that, that is a pretty bonkers hand. Like, that's a pretty good hand. There's Frostlass. That'll only bother my monkey for now, though. And it'll bother their Tatsugiri, so they need to consider that. If they're going in, you know, with Frostlass this early, they need to consider that I can go for Mega Starmie and take out their only Impidimp. So they need to be very careful, and they're not being careful at the moment. There's another Impidimp, and there's a Lillie's. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, we can Aroma Shot with the Arboliva, so it is definitely a world in which we do that. There's the Air Balloon. He could have Rare Candy. He does not. We are going to take advantage of that. There's Buddy Poffin. He's grabbing Badoo, and it looks like the game's bugging out, because that Badoo just appeared without the deck being shuffled, but that's okay. There we go, the deck has been shuffled. He's going to touch the monkey, into the Badoo, and Itchy Pollen. That is fine. If we can punish this, then that would be pretty good, but it's not looking like we can. Okay, well, there's Dunsparce. There's not much I can do about this, unfortunately. The best thing I can do is just Air Balloon here. I'm going to bench another Smoliv, and I'm just going to pass. I can't do anything right now. Which is unfortunate, to say the least. Yeah, I think the game's bugging out, because he's apparently got 5 cards in hand, but I'll tell you right now, he doesn't, because I'm only seeing 4. And there we go. He's got the Grimmsnarl, which is a problem. I mean, if he does go in with Grimmsnarl now, we can punish it. We can actually punish it. He seems prioritized to take out the Duskull, which is good for us. But if he has a boss, that would be unfortunate. But we do still have 2 Smolivs established. So that I'm not worried about. What I am worried about is the fact that we may not be able to use the attack that I'm planning to do. There's a Draenabrain. He's putting it on the Smoliv with the Air Balloon. He's going to come with a Grimmsnarl, I think, this turn. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't, to say the least. Because then it's just one singular ping away to take out that Smoliv. There's Petrel. Unless he's playing Hero's Cape, we should be okay. But it is not looking good, though. That I will say. Because at the minute, it's looking like a... Oh, Poké Pad. He's probably going to grab a Morgrim. No, he's grabbing Monkey. You don't have bench space for a Monkey. And no, he's just going to Itchy Pollen again. Freezing Shroud kicks in. I think he's just trying to, like, whittle me down over time. And if so, that's just annoying. Because I can't do anything. I'm just stuck in the active. I can't play my Ultra Ball. I can't have a supporter. I can't have anything. He's just Itchy Pollen me to death. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like I say, he will only be able to take out 1 Smoliv. But, you know... Surely you come in with Grimmsnarl. You know, you can Munkidori hit the Smoliv, but, you know, outside of that, what else are you doing? You know? You're just sitting here. Like, you have a Grimmsnarl established. I have nothing established. And yeah, there's the Smoliv taking a hit. Is he going to come in with Grimmsnarl? Is he just going to keep item locking? Probably going to be the latter at this rate. We're going to get picked apart before we even do anything, which is annoying. And yeah, it's another Itchy Pollen. Oh, this is why everyone hates you, Badoo. This is why everyone hates you. Well, let's see what we get at the top. I mean, that's something. But no, my luck, I'm going to draw into nothing but item cards. Does that help us? Not particularly. So we'll run away draw. Well, there's Arboliva, but we don't really get to do much. I can Dusclops to Badoo and take it out, but then I'm not really doing anything else. It's a bit of a risk, but I have to kind of take it. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to fling 30 damage back at this Badoo, healing the Smoliv. You'll see why in a moment. Okay, that's decent. Ooh, if only I had the stadium. So I'm going to Curse Blast, take out the Tatsu. I don't believe we had a stadium in the prize cards. But hopefully this is okay. So we'll take a prize card. Meowth, we have already supported for turn. I think what I do here is I give him Staryu. So So I'll do that as well. I don't think I want to evolve to Dolliv, because that's just a target on my back. I'm just going to Water Gun for 20, assert dominance. Because obviously I don't have the ability to do anything right now. If he can somehow take out both Smoliv this turn, that is bad. And it means we have to Petrel for, you know, a recovery card. We can't play Petrel for Stadium. And even then, we are still needing, you know, Ignition Energy. So we are asking a lot from the deck here. Well, that's good. No Gust. But it does mean a potential double Monkey, which is bad. There's Smitemuth. There's another Monkey, so that's double Monkey established. He can't take out both, because he's only doing 90, and we have 100 total here, so he can't take out both. But he is close to doing so. My only real option is, you know, whichever Smoliv survives, I just have to hope I can do something. But yeah, this is not looking good. That's for sure. He's focusing down the Monkey? Why? That's not right. Why are you going for the Monkey? Okay, well, I still don't die to Frostlass. You know that, right? Munkidori survives with 10 HP. What is my opponent doing? I'm really confused as to what my opponent's doing here. Like, okay. That was such a strange play. So, we need quite a lot here. We'll promote the Smoliv with damage on it. And we will draw for turn. Okay, well there's double Dolliv, so that's good. So I can actually Petrel now for Stadium. I can Petrel for Stadium. And then I can Buddy Poffin. Actually, is this a risk? It could be. Staryu, because I don't knock this out, so I'm going to put one Staryu down. So we'll go Arboliva, attach, and then I will Oil Salvo. It's just, do I have enough energy in deck to do what I plan to do later? I'm going to take out the Impidimp and put the rest on the Grimmsnarl. I think that's my line here, because I don't really have many options here, unfortunately. If I can just put pressure on to his Grimmsnarl, I should be fine. I should be fine. Okay, well, the Stadium Bump is fine. I'm not bothered about that. Because what I can do now is I can go Hilda for Ignition plus Arboliva. I can protect this Dolliv. And, most importantly, I can take out this Grimmsnarl this turn. Because Munkidori is not going to win him the game. There's another Impidimp. I'm just thinking here. Would it... Hold on, no. It's not doing enough damage. So no, I have to swing into the Grimmsnarl with... I have to swing into it with Aroma Shot. That's probably my only win con here, is just Aroma Shot, and hope he doesn't have enough going for him right now. So, fingers crossed. There's Adrenabrain. He can, obviously, you know, ping down the Arboliva, but he can't win this turn. He's focusing down the other Dolliv now. Okay, he's just going to focus down the Dolliv. He's going to take out the Dolliv. That's fine. Because, hold on. If I... Does he win here? It's messy. No, if he gets another Dark established, he just wins. Let me think then. I think we just lose here. This is so tricky. Because I can't go in with Starmie, because Starmie doesn't do enough damage. I think my only hope is Hilda. Do I actually grab Legacy here instead of the instead of that? I think so. Because it's 36, 60. He would have enough if he gets that monkey established. So I think here I have to take out this monkey. I have to take out one of his monkeys. I think that's my win con. So I'll go Oil Salvo. We only need to put that on it, and then we can put the rest on this monkey. I think this is my line here. It's a messy one, but I think it's my only option here. I think it's my only option, because, like, I'm now forcing him to take out this Arboliva. If I can get, you know, damage on with Starmie, we should be okay. And he's not read the effect. You don't win here. You've not read the effect. So now, with Freezing Shroud, you lose. Pretty much. There's Water Energy off the top, so we win. We boss. And knock out the monkeys. That was so close. I wanted to Aroma Shot, but it just didn't feel right, and I'm glad I didn't. That was so close. They did not play around Legacy Energy whatsoever. They just swinged into it and thought, oh yeah, that's game. Not the case, my friend. Not the case. On to the next one. Well, that was a bit squeaky bum time, I must admit, on that match. That was very close, but at least we managed to be able to win, but still, it's a good, like, that was a good game. I really enjoyed that one. But Grimmsnarl, even with grass, like, coverage is really tricky, because if they're able to establish triple monkey, you're basically asking for trouble. So, like, that's kind of why I focused on the monkeys and, like, gave myself the option. Our win con was obviously to top deck a Water Energy, but we could have also won a different way, but you know, there's a lot of things to consider, but honestly, I think we did okay there. And they start to Badoo. Of course they do. See what I did there? I know it was terrible. Right, so let's go you and you. We've got one Staryu in the prizes. We've got an Arboliva in hand, so that's okay. Other than that, really, not a huge amount. We've got the air balloon in the prize cards. We've got a water in the prize cards. And Legacy isn't prized this time, so that's good. I'll play the Poké Pad now. Grab Dudun. I think grabbing Dudun is fine, because I can do that. And then I think I just pass here, because I can go Meowth for a Lillie's and potentially do something there, or even Hilda. So I think that's fine. I think that's fine. You know, he's got an item lock because it's probably Dragapult, but I'm not worried because, like I say, I have the Dunsparce Meowth, so not really bothered here. Okay, there's a Duskull or a Duskull. I would like to, you know, use the Dusclops in these games. Like, we've used it once, and that was to basically suicide a Tatsugiri, but I didn't really have much of a choice in that regard. But still, it's not a major deal. Do you have a Lillie's? No? No, it's just an Pollen. Okay, that's fine. I could have Ultra Ball for my, you know, my tech support and stuff, but it's okay. So we'll do that. Do that. We can actually just play Crispin for turn, but I think it's better to just play Meowth, because Meowth finds us a Dolliv plus the Water Energy. So I think that's fine. So we can go Hilda for a Dolliv plus the Water Energy. I think that's fine. And to be honest, I'll probably just grab Legacy. Better that way. I'm not going to use the Dunsparce now. I have no reason to. So we're just going to Jet in Blow and hit the Dreepy. Nice easy pressure. Take one prize card. There's one of our air balloons out the prize cards. And this is pretty much what this deck is built to do. You know, now we can go into Arboliva. because obviously we decided to go Hilda, and yeah, he's just going to scoop it up. I don't blame you, and to be honest, we would have just gone into Arboliva and just nuked your board. So I don't blame my opponent for that one. Still, I'll take it. That's another win for this deck. Honestly, I think this is a pretty good pairing, you know, like, obviously we paired Arboliva with the likes of, you know, Mega Frostlass, and we've also paired it with Mega Lopunny, and honestly, Arboliva's just so splashable, because, you know, it's a 1-energy attacker. A lot of the attackers we can play with it are either 1-energy or 2-energy attackers, and some of them even have colourless attack costs, in the case of Mega Lopunny, so, you know, it's a pretty nice thing to have. So, what did I think to the deck? This deck's really cool. I think the only thing holding it back is the hitting potential. What I mean by that is we are struggling in terms of like high damage output. Most of our attacks do like 120, sometimes 210. And obviously in the case of Hops Cram it's 120, which we didn't end up using Hops Cram in this video. But you know, having the Dusclops line I think helped, so I think it's something you should keep in the list. But you know, it's one of those things really, like, I think, you know, with the options that the deck has, there isn't a huge amount of room to grow this deck, because, you know, you have the spread potential of Arboliva, you have the spread potential of Mega Starmie. I think, like I said, in the decklist section, a 4th Forest would be really nice. But other than that, really, not a huge amount really needs to be added to this list. I think it's perfectly acceptable with what it is now, to be honest, and I'm pretty happy with how the list is done today. But anyway, I'm going to leave you a tip for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing Mega Starmie paired with Arboliva EX, and I'll see you next time.